Myself Pallavi Singh Tomar. For the demo class today, I am taking a topic principle of aquaculture. Before starting a demo class, I want to give my short introduction to you. As you know, myself Pallavi Singh Tomar. I did my BFSC and MSc from College of Fisheries, Pannagar. After that, I was teaching to the student of UG for 2 years, and now I want to start my online classes for you guys for the preparation of ICR GRF exam and other fisheries related competitive exam. So let's start the demo class. First of all, the definition by FAO of aquaculture is given in 1988. So, aquaculture is a farming of aquatic organisms, including fishes, mollusks, crustacean, and aquatic plants. Farming implies some form of intervention in the rearing process to enhance production, and such as regular stocking, feeding, protection from predators. Then, farming also implies individuals or corporate ownership of the stock being cultivated. So, mainly aquaculture farming, aquaculture एक्वाकल्चर जो है वो एक फार्मिंग प्रैक्टिस है जिसमें हम एक्वेटिक ऑर्गेनिज्म सच एज फिशेस, मोलस्क, क्रस्टेशियन और एक्वेटिक प्लांट्स की फार्मिंग करते हैं. सो एक्वाकल्चर may implies some form of intervention इन द रेयरिंग प्रोसेस. सो कुछ हमारी तरफ से यानी कि ह्यूमन बींग्स की तरफ से जो भी रेयरिंग प्रोसेस है उनमें कुछ इंटरवेंशन यानी कि कुछ दखल अंदाजी कह सकते हैं या फिर एनहेंसमेंट कह सकते हैं जिससे कि प्रोडक्शन जो है वो आपको एनहेंस होके मिले. वो प्रोसेसेस क्या होती हैं? रेगुलर स्टॉकिंग होती है, फीडिंग, प्रोटेक्शन फ्रॉम प्रेडेटर्स, एंड ऑल्सो वॉट एवर कल्टिवेशन इज ऑब्टेन्ड is either belongs to the individual person or to the corporate, whatever company is taking the ownership of that cultivated stock. Okay, so keep in mind this definition, as sometimes for the assertion and reasoning question in your GRF exam these type of definitions generally asked. Now comes the purpose of aquaculture, either for the utilization of natural water resources to increase per capita consumption, to increase income, for the ornamental purpose, for sports and game purpose, upliftment of status of socio-economic status of people, create employment opportunities, and to utilize the fish liver oil and fish protein concentrates. So फॉर द नेचुरल वाटर रिसोर्सेस, किसी भी जो भी हमारे नेचुरल वाटर रिसोर्सेज हैं सच एज रिजर्वॉयर्स हैं, रिवर्स हैं, जो भी आपका ग्राउंड वाटर है उसको यूटिलाइज करने के लिए हम एक्वाकल्चर एक पर्पज़ है. फॉर द पर्पज़ ऑफ एक्वाकल्चर हम इन सारी चीज़ों को यूज़ कर सकते हैं. देन फॉर द इंक्रीज ऑफ द प्रोडक्शन एंड पर कैपिटा कंजप्शन ऑल्सो. पर कैपिटा कंजप्शन अगर हम एक्वाकल्चर लेवल जो है हमारा प्रोडक्शन लेवल है हाई होगा तो एज वेल एज इट विल डायरेक्टली अफेक्ट द कंजप्शन ऑल्सो. people will more be attracted towards the fishery products. Okay, and this will create a income also. Then for the ornamental purpose के लिए कैसे होगा कि हम जो भी ornamental purpose के लिए pond बनाते हैं या फिर tanks, aquariums अपने हाउस में लगाते हैं, for that purpose also the fishes or the aquaculture purposes are used. Then sports and games, then upliftment of socio-economic status, as the people get more of the work or more of the opportunity employment, then socio-economic upliftment will ultimately occurs. Okay, then utilization of byproducts, as no fish will remain the unused. No fish parts will remain unused. All the parts will be used in this process. Next come the advantages and disadvantages. Advantages you already know that it provide the quality protein and healthy oil. Then fish production is dependent on the एक्वाकल्चर, जो भी हमारा फिश प्रोडक्शन अभी हो रहा है या जो भी फ्यूचर में होगा, वो जनरली आपका एक्वाकल्चर पर डिपेंड ही रहेगा, क्योंकि जैसा कि आप जानते हैं India is getting the second position right now in the aquaculture production. So then comes the production of fish at low cost. It supplies an affordable price even to the poorer people also. सो प्रोडक्शन अगर आपका लो कॉस्ट पे है तो ईजिली जो भी आपके लोअर लेवल पीपल हैं या फिर लोअर कास्ट लोअर मार्जिन पीपल हैं, दे कैन ऑल्सो अफोर्ड द fish to eat. And then the cultured fishes are free from pollutant, whereas captured fishes generally have some kind of pollutants in their body, because the pollutants are mixed in the ocean water. When the fish is captured, they also contain that type of pollutants in their body, or some type of content is there in their muscles, or whatever you eat, you will get that pollutant. That is why cultured fishes are generally contrary to the captured fishes, which are free from pollutants. And then provides good quality food for growing population, increase the employment. As I already told you, if the aquaculture production increases, the employment opportunity will directly increases. Importantly, compensate the dwindling capture fishery resources. जनरली क्या हो रहा है आजकल, कैप्चर फिशरीज जो है वो धीरे धीरे काफ़ी ज़्यादा एक्सप्लॉइट हो रही है. दैट इज़ वाई इफ़ वी इंक्रीज द एक्वाकल्चर, द फिशरीज or the fish's production will directly increase. Then some disadvantages are also there. Habit fragmentation. As you know, if you make infrastructure or make development is there, some kind of development is there, then the flora and fauna of that area will be destructed, or the habitat of that area will be fragmented. The untreated effluent discharge with a heavy organic load adversely affect the local ecosystem. Whatever the leaching of that water from the aqua farm will create a heavy organic load and affect the local ecosystem. Farming of exotic species would bring with new pathogen to new environment. So if we bring the exotic species that have the some kind of pathogen in them, then that pathogen will directly influence that particular area or particular environment. Okay, then disease and parasites are transferred from captive stock to the wild. So if the crossing will occur in the captive stock and the wild, then that disease and parasite will directly transfer to wild stock. Then introduction of alien species in native water. Alien species are those which do not belongs to the particular area. Okay, if they are bring to the native water, then they will destruct that particular water system. Now comes the latest viewpoint on aquaculture. So aquaculture sector has become modern and dynamic industry that produces safe and highly valuable and high quality products, and developed the means to be environmentally sustainable. So as you know, modern techniques are evolving. In future also, the dynamic industry or the modern industry of aquaculture system or aquaculture sector will have the great opportunities or have high valuable and high quality products, and it will definitely sustain the environment also. In recent years, it has led to the substantial socio-economic benefits, which are increased nutritional level. As you know, if the production of fishes will increase, the more per capita consumption will be there, and nutritional level will also increase. I already told you the income and employment and foreign exchange will also be increased when the production or the aquaculture system will increase. Okay, then vast unutilized and underutilized land and water resources under culture. So vast जो अभी unutilized और underutilized जो आपके land है, water resources हैं, अगर वो हमारे culture के लिए use होंगे, that will give a good opportunity and good upcoming production. Okay, then to fill the food gap of the future, the production from agriculture and aquaculture to be improved in sustainable way. So अभी जो भी आपका past food gap रहा है between the फॉर द कंजप्शन, जो भी आपका फूड गैप रहा है उसको अगर आप भरना चाहते हैं या फिर उसको फिल करना चाहते हैं तो आपको क्या करना होगा, एग्रीकल्चर और एक्वाकल्चर प्रोडक्शन को सस्टेनेबल वे में इम्प्रूव करना होगा, किसी भी तरह उसे इस लेवल पे लाना होगा कि वो फूड गैप जो है वो ईजिली फिल हो सके. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट कम्स दैट country's aquaculture output reaching about 14.4 million ton in 2024 and is expected to be double 28.8 million ton by 2033. So the growing emphasis on the species diversification, climate resilience, export potential has placed aquaculture at the heart of India's blue economy vision. So जो भी आपका diversification, species diversification means that different type of species are used for the production or for the aquaculture production, and climate resilience means that whatever fishes are belong to the particular climate are to be cultured in that particular environment. Okay, then export potential, that export quality products such as shrimp farming, and then the mariculture to be given a place in the aquaculture so that the production of aquaculture will increase in the upcoming years, which will help in making the employment generation, nutritional security, and rural livelihoods, which provides the rural livelihoods. So these are the points which are generally considered, and these are making the aquaculture at the heart of the India's blue economy. Then comes the Indian global ranking. So India is at the first position in the inland capture fisheries production, and then second in the aquaculture production. As I have already told you, keep in mind this point as this can be asked in your JRF exam and other fisheries related exam. This is very important. Then for the third in the overall fish production, so India is ranking third in overall fish production. Other points I will cover in the classes only, so please, if you want to join the class, please join it, as many of the points will be covered in the class only. Here I am only giving you an overview of the principle of aquaculture so that you will understand that in classes what you will get. So comes the next point, contribution. 1.04% in India's total GDP, and here the data which is given is from the old sources. So right now it is around 6 to 7% of GDP from agriculture and allied sector. Then around 15 million fisher folk are getting the employment from directly or indirectly from the fisheries and aquaculture. Okay, and freshwater aquaculture contributing around 88.27% of total aquaculture output. Then export earning is around 8 billion US dollar in 2024. And right now the fish production in India is around 1,97,000 lakh tons in 2024 and 2025, recording a 26-fold increase from 1950-51. Okay guys, keep in mind this data. Then comes the most important data, that coastal line this here it is given from the handbook, sources handbook of fisheries and aquaculture, which is very important book from the JRF point. So keep in mind that coastline given in this book is 8,118 kilometer, whereas right now the present data has the coastline of 11,027 kilometers. Okay, keep in mind, if both are given, then you have to write or you have to choose 11,027 kilometer, whereas if it is given 8,118 kilometer only, then you have to choose this option. Okay, then comes the EEZ, very important data. This is because this point was asked in the net exam of 2025 only. Then comes the rivers and canals, 2.52 lakh kilometer. Then for the reservoirs it is 3.15 million hectare. So to keep in mind, this data will be asked in your either in your JRF exam or in the competitive exam. So if you want this type of data, so please join the class, because I will keep in mind that the data given in the book of handbook or whatever data is there is very important for the exams. Then comes the scope and importance of the aquaculture. So sustainable use of sea resources, as I already told you, whatever natural resources are there, the sustainable use should be done. Then conservation of biodiversity, then wild stock will be sustained or conserved by the aquaculture. Increase efficiency, more resources for less effort. So more resources you will get through less efforts, okay, in the aquaculture farming. Reduce environmental disturbance. Through aquaculture farming we will reduce the environmental disturbance also. Environmental benefits, that pollution with mollusk and seaweeds creates the barrier. So whatever pollutants are coming with the water, these organisms uh, generally get the pollutants and clean the water. Reduces fishing pressure on wild stock. So practices of aquaculture allow alternative source of food instead of fishing the same species in natural habitat. Then request for suitability of fish species to the farming requirements for fish cultivation, which may be listed as follows. So fish should be has the high growth rate, as it attains the full size in a short months. If it attains the full size in a short month, so you will get the more production and more profitability. Okay, the large body size should be there. Herbivorous and planktivorous fish are more suitable with the short food chain. Assurance of supporting a dense population throughout the life, so it should be a social and gregarious fish. Possibility of accepting and growing on the artificial food as well as on the natural food. Then tolerance to the other culturable fishes to permit the mixed farming, which is polyculture. Okay, assurance of an easy and regular supply of fish feed. So it should be a competitive and respond to induced breeding methods. So whatever fish you are taking for the fish farming or for the aquaculture, it should be a competitive breeder or should respond to the induced breeding. And it should be hardy and can withstand the handling and transportation. A fish should be resistant to the diseases and should have the high food value. Okay, and should suit the taste of the consumers also. Then comes the types of aquaculture. Three important are there: extensive farming, intensive farming, and semi-intensive. Extensive fish farming generally have the less effort and moderate production. Okay, keep in mind that in extensive farming you do nothing and get modest yield. Okay, Generally in this the large ponds are used, and fish generally depends on the natural food only. No external or artificial food is given here. Intensive fish farming, generally you have the maximum production with the minimum quantity of water. Okay, so best management of the water is given here. The pond size will be less, and the management practices such as fertilization, manuring, everything is done in this fish culture, in this intensive fish culture. Okay, and small size of pond are used here. Very high yield is obtained, around 6000 kg per hectare per year. Okay, and high quality fishes are produced here. So investment is also very high, and the return from the yield with the very far exceeded profit you will get here. Then comes the semi-intensive fish farming. Generally, it contains the pond fish culture, culture in man-made reservoirs, paddy cum fish farming, then brackish water fish farming, then coastal fish culture, which is also called as mariculture, then salt pan culture. So in pond culture, the water mass consists of natural or artificial erected freshwater ponds are generally used in this culture, and this is the most commonest method. Then culture in man-made reservoirs, generally with what type of culture is this? Uh, this is the making a dam over the river. Okay, generally what happens? The flowing river is dammed, and there the culture of fishes is done. So it is what called as culture in a man-made reservoirs. Then comes the paddy cum fish farming. In this, the stagnant water paddy fields are there, where the fishes are capped and produced and then harvested. When the paddy farming is done, is also harvested. Then brackish water fish culture, open or embanked estuaries with water of varying salinity afford low-lying shallow fields under water for fish raising. Then coastal fish culture is mariculture, where marine species of fish are cultivated in marine coastal areas. Then salt pan culture, in off season of salt manufacturers, the salt pan are utilized for the culture purpose. Then comes the classification of fish culture practices based on the special operational techniques. So cage culture and pan culture are uh, included in this, in which special operational techniques are used. For the cage culture, the flowing river in the flowing river, the cage of metal or bamboo structure and supported with wire, nylon, and split bamboo mesh are placed, and it is very recent practice but with the great promises, because is it gives the high production value. Okay, then pan culture, around the banks and source, generally these enclosures are uh, placed and utilize. With this we can utilize banks and shoreline as one of its site. Fishes are then raised in this enclosures. Then comes the type of culture, with based on the number of species cultivated at a time. So first, the monoculture, in which only single species is cultured, the such as the Pungaceous culture can be called as monoculture. Then comes the monosex culture, in which only one sex, either male or female, is cultured or cultivated in a water body. So, for this example is tilapia culture. Generally, the male is cultured only, so it is called as monosex culture. Then polyculture, in this case more than one species is raised simultaneously in the same water body. So we can take the example of katla, rohu, nan, okay, for the polyculture. then comes the then comes the classification based on the climate factors. So warm water culture and cold water culture. Warm water generally occurs in tropic and plains, and cold water generally occurs in springs, pools and lakes of the high hills and high altitude. Generally in cold water culture we culture the species such as mahashi, trouts, whereas warm water culture we culture the rohu, katla, nan, etc. Then comes the integrated fish farming. We also called it as triple A farming, which is aquaculture, agriculture and animal husbandry. Okay. Advantages of this culture is generally we can recycle the farm waste, whatever farm waste is there from the crop or from the livestock production, we can utilize it in the integrated fish farming, and it is highly advantageous to the farmers to improve the economy of production and decrease the adverse environmental impact. Okay, so whatever adverse environmental effect generally occurs due to the alone fish farming, it can be decreased with the help of integrated fish farming. And also we get the in this integrated fish farming we provide the fish along with the meat, chicken, then milk, vegetable, fruits, eggs, grains, fodder, mushroom, etc. This practice has a potential to increase the production and socio-economic status of a weaker section of our society. Okay. Then comes the types of integrated fish farming. So agri-based and livestock fish farming. Then comes the composite fish farming. Composite fish farming, in this fish farming generally we take fish species of 5 to 6 different types, okay, in a single pond, and these are selected on the basis of different food habitats and which do not fight with each other for the food. Okay, so for this generally examples are katla feed on water surface, rohu are feeder from middle region, mrigal and common carp feed on the bottom, grass carp feed on the weeds. That is why these fishes are generally taken in the composite fish farming. Advantage are increase the yield of fish and ensure the full utilization of food in the pond. Then comes the polyculture. As I already told you what is polyculture. In this, the generally we take the numerous harvest in a similar space. Okay, we include the different type of species and they grow simultaneously with each other without interfering in each other's territory. Okay, then fish farms type. Generally fish farms are based on the method of generally can be commercially in the tanks and enclosures such as fish ponds, usually for the pond. It is a principal form of aquaculture, while other method may fall under the mariculture. Then, worldwide, the most important fish species produced in fish farmings are carps, tilapia, salmon, catfishes. Fish farming refers to the commercial production of fish in an enclosure or when located in a body of fresh water or marine water in an area, then it is pinned off from the surrounding water by cages or open nets. So I already told you, if you are doing it for the commercial production, it can be in the enclosure, which can be tanks, then ponds, and if you are doing it in the freshwater or marine water area or the resources, then area will be enclosed in the pans and open cages. Okay, then in contrast, the fish farms are designed to raise the fish until they are size and age that makes the best commercial value. So if the fish farm in the fish farm, generally fishes are kept till it gives the ultimately it gives the revenue to you. Okay, then types of fish ponds. It can be nursery pond, rearing pond, stocking pond, or marketing pond, and then the stocking pond. Nursery pond generally small and shallowest pond for the fish culture. Then it has the area of 0.02 to 0.05 hectares. Keep in mind, guys, this can be asked in your exam, as these are the MCQ based questions. And water depth of nursery pond is 1 meter. Okay, keep in mind that nursery pond has the 1 meter depth, whereas rearing pond is larger than nursery pond and it has a 0.08 to 0.2 hectare of area, whereas the depth is 1.5 meter to 2 meter. Okay, and then stocking pond generally much larger than this, 0.2 to 2 hectares of area and 2 to 3.5 meter depth. These generally are perennial or seasonal ponds. Okay, stocking ponds क्या है आपके seasonal ponds हैं, whereas the nursery and the rearing pond are seasonal ponds, whereas stocking ponds can be perennial और seasonal. मीन्स कि स्टॉकिंग पॉन्ड क्या है आपके पूरे ईयर के लिए भी यूज़ हो सकते हैं एज वेल एज दे आर सीजनल ऑल्सो. ओके, सीजनल कैसे हो सकते हैं कि जो भी आपका स्टॉक जो है वो अब मेच्योरिटी पे आ चुका है, उसको कुछ टाइम चाहिए, कुछ और टाइम चाहिए मेच्योर होने के लिए, तो आप उन फिशेस को वहाँ पे कुछ दिन के लिए स्टॉक कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. देन मार्केटिंग पॉन्ड किस लिए यूज़ होगा कि आपका स्टॉक जो है वो फुल्ली मिच्योर हो चुका है, अब उसे मार्केट करने के लिए या फिर उसको सेल करने के लिए आपको एक पॉन्ड चाहिए जहाँ पे आप उसे रखकर सेल कर सके. तो दिस pond has the area of 0.05 to 1 hectare of size and 3 to 4 meter in depth. Okay. Then comes the broodstock pond. This is perennial and water depth is 2 meter in summer. जो भी आपकी फिश हैं जो आउटसाइड फ्रॉम द फिश फार्म आई हैं that are kept in 0.02 hectare small area, whereas for the quarantine pond the 1.5 meter of depth is used, so that in this pond only you can treat the deceased fish which is came from outside. Then comes the pond management. It has the pre-stocking, stocking and post-stocking management of fish pond generally. In the carp culture in ponds is basically of 3-tier culture system, where the first step begins with the rearing of spawn up to fry, which is 2 to 3 centimeter stage for 2 to 3 weeks in nursery ponds. Keep in mind, guys. Then pond management, as I already told you, that spawn up to fry are kept in the nursery pond for 2 to 3 weeks, and then rearing of 2 to 3 week old fry for about 3 months up to fingerling stage, which is 8 to 12 centimeter in rearing pond, is done. After that, the stocking pond for growing up to the table size fish is used. To ensure high survival rate and growth during 3 stages of rearing, a package management practices should be strictly followed. So these techniques are manipulation of pond ecology to ensure optimum production, and then husbandry of fish through stock manipulation, supplementary feed and healthcare should be done. These are done in 3 stages of culture, which can be pre-stocking, stocking and post-stocking management. So here I end the demo class, as after this I will explain all the things in the upcoming classes. I hope you learned something from this class, and to join this class please I will give you a short introduction. So guys, if you want to join this class, you have to just give me the positive. So thank you guys for watching this demo video. I hope you understand some things from the video, and if you like this video or you want to learn more from me, then please do join my class. It is not very much costly, as you know. I'm only taking 1000 rupees for the live classes, and whatever PYQs I have, I will give you in that basic concept plan, which is 1000 per month. Whereas if you want notes, precise notes of all the classes which I will take, so you have to pay only 1500 per month. So it is not more. Please do join. It is only for 5 months, so it will also increase your rank and also give you knowledge about the subjects. Whatever I have, I will give you, and whatever things I have, I will provide you. So please join the class. Okay, thank you for watching.